Hi, I'm Scott Wilson, and you're watching the Eagles' Last Stand. You're really watching the Eagles' Last Stand? Wow.
When I come around, got the whole thing wobbing.
And we're back for another episode of the Eagles' Last Stand. I'm Josh Sardam, I'm your host. And Brandy Nicole normally is with us during this horrible quarantine time. She's having to homeschool 4 children. And she's working 60 hours a week, so the poor thing is like losing her mind. So my heartfelt prayers and thoughts to her. But I am joined today with a good friend of mine and a fellow comedian, but this guy's been doing comedy well over 20 years. And matter of fact, he won my contest last year, the funniest comic east of Mississippi. Welcome to the show, Keith McGill.
Hello, everybody. How are you, Josh?
It's good to see you, man. How you surviving out this quarantine?
You know what? I'm homeschooling one cat, and I'm working about 4 hours a week. Not in a row. Not in a row. Have to pace myself. No, the thing about this is because everything I do is 1099. Everything. I haven't worked since like March 8th or something, which I mean, it's like boo-hoo, poor me, but it's I don't mind it. I don't mind not working. I'm, all these people out here, let us go back to work. I'm like, yeah, let them go back to work. Yeah. Go on back. I'll wave at you.
Being a comic, we're kind of in a unique situation. I was with Dale Jones last night, and Dale and I were talking about how it's, literally I lost 7 weeks of work right off the bat.
Yeah.
I just had another 2 weeks canceled, and I'm waiting for another couple weeks that are going to be canceled. I'm expecting June to be canceled. So it's just, it sucks because it's like, there goes all your income. But, at the same time, our state's wonderful. They allow us to file unemployment even though we're 1099, so that's kind of cool. Did you do that, or did you just say no?
Oh, yeah, I did that. Have you gotten paid at all yet? I haven't gotten paid yet. Of course, I just filed like maybe a month ago, so that's pretty much, I shouldn't be expecting anything.
I mean, they're supposedly going to have it like fired off immediately. If you haven't gotten it in a month, I would send an email to Mr.
Well, I called them. I finally got through and was able to call them. So hopefully they'll, be able to help me out. So I'm going to, it was cool because when I did get, fired from everything I've ever done, the best part was that I have, a little bit of a cushion. It actually was going to be one of those things where, like, for the first time, and I don't know how long, it's going to be like, oh my God, if I keep working like this, I'll be good till the end of the year. I shouldn't have said that out loud. I'm sorry, everybody.
Right.
It's all my fault.
Right. The karma window's like, excuse me? Explain
right.
What you
right.
did. Oh.
I don't think so, Tiger. I had a little cushion, and then I applied for a couple of like grants because I'm an artist, so I could apply for a couple of things. And then some other stuff kicked in. I got my little drop in from the government, so that was a nice little gap thing.
Now
So
you said you're an artist. I didn't know that. What kind of artist are you?
Comedy, acting, teaching artist.
I do I guess. Oh, okay. Performance.
Oh yeah, no, I act, I direct, I do all of that. And so there were grants for like,
When you said artist, I thought maybe you were drawing or something.
Oh, no, I'm not that good. No, I got it. My only D in my life I got from art class. Till I got to college, and that's a whole other story. But yeah, I mean, I was able to apply for like some art stuff. I'm trying to write plays,
Nice.
Stuff like that. So I just sent them some writing samples. I really do this. And they went, okay, here's some money for right now. I'm like, thanks. So
where the hell can I do that? Because I'm a writer as well. Matter of fact, I just got picked up to write for this guy that's producing TV series. He's submitting shit to Netflix and whatnot. And he and I got together, and he told me his idea and said, hey, can you write something for this? And I said, yeah. So I started just spitting out chapters for him, and that's been a lot of fun. But I've written most of my life, though. I mean, ever since I was like in grade school, I was writing. So that's just something I do.
I used to write stuff all the time.
I didn't know you could get paid for it.
Oh yeah, you're really not doing this right, obviously.
You need to teach me. I'm definitely not doing it right.
Oh wait, get paid. No, I'm not getting Hey, it's just silly, Josh.
Money? No.
No, cash in my pocket. Oh, silly.
So is that what you've been doing to keep busy during all this stuff?
You know what I've been doing? It's been very interesting. I've been cleaning I've become the most domestic person.
God, is it ridiculous?
On
I've
earth.
seen so much because there's nothing else to do. I mean,
There really isn't. And I took an entire day to weed my garden and yard and everything because I hadn't really done any because I'm never home.
right.
So I hadn't done any yard work since November. Like I was like, when it got cold enough to not cut the grass anymore, like fine, I'm done. And so all of these leaves from 2 yards over, there's a tree that's 2 yards over that blows all these leaves in my yard. And went, oh, I'll get them. So I got them in March because they got snowed on and rained on. And so they were like, no, we're here. This is it. In fact, we're going to grow a tree from these leaves. So I went out and I cleaned up my yard and cut the grass and cleaned the house. And, I did panic about the grocery though. I did because it was like everybody was panicking. It's like, oh my God, I should be panicking too.
Yeah,
so I went to the grocery 6 times the first week.
It really did get kind of panicky. Did the first couple of days when like everything disappeared off the shelves, like no hamburger, no rice. Now, obviously, toilet paper was like the first casualty.
Right.
They're like, I went into Kroger just to get some stuff, and literally, I witnessed 3 altercations, and one of them almost came to blows. If it wasn't for me stepping in, going, guys, really, no, we're not doing this. I mean, there are like there's 2 guys over the last package of hamburger, 2 old ladies at the checkout over a can of soup. I mean, that's crazy to me. That's mine. No, ma'am, I put that there. No, you took it off my side. And they're old ladies, not like little, middle age. No, they're old. They're getting ready to throw down.
This is the last chance they have to. So they're going to have to go into hibernation. Oh, people are hibernating right now. They can't go outside.
I mean, I love sleep, so that doesn't sound bad to me.
I know. Here's the thing. This is not. I mean, I know there's sadness and illness and all of that stuff, but for me, it's not the most difficult thing. It's like a really long vacation where I have to keep making up stuff to do.
Not the truth.
Like today, I learned how to make a GIF and send it on Instagram.
Ah.
I know, it was like a 5-year-old making his first bowl of cereal. It was great.
You just need someone to put it up on the refrigerator for you.
Right, exactly.
What was the gift about?
It's actually for this arts organization I'm on the board of. It's called Elevator Arts Resource. And it's actually, this is for any any artist. I mean, even comedian. And it's basically a place where artists can go and meet other artists. Like I want to collaborate with a writer, and I want to do a thing with a writer and a painter and a musician. They can all get together at Elevator and do all that stuff. What's really cool right now is that there's this thing called Artist Relief Trust. That is a bunch of funds forming a coalition, and artists can say, I lost everything, but I'm an artist. Can you give me some money? And then they can apply for this grant, and they can try to get some money to kind of tide them over. It's not a lot. It's like a $500 grant, but I mean, hey, $500,
$500.
Exactly. So I'm working on that with those people. And so like we keep putting up posts, like we're like, hey, you need to apply, or thank you everybody for giving money, get the word out. This is another cool thing that's happened. So like I've sort of become the social media guy for these people.
Cool.
And so, I sent a GIF, and I did the Instagrams and the Facebooks. So
moralizing it.
I know, right? It's the weirdest. Like, this has afforded me the time and opportunity to learn a bunch of stuff I didn't know.
Yeah.
so I'm doing that. I'm walking a lot. I'm eating out a lot, but I'm trying to support restaurants. That's what I'm telling myself. I was like, I'm doing this for the restaurants so they can survive. That's why I'm getting this burger. But it's really weird because I'm trying to figure out how much of this I'm going to keep when I go back to quote unquote work, and how much of this I'm going to be like, I never really like doing that anyway. And I haven't done it in a while. Maybe I'll just quit doing it.
Well, do you think things are going to go back the way they were? Or do you think things have been irrevocably changed?
No. This is, the fact that we are doing a podcast via Zoom.
Right.
It's telling me, that's the other thing I've discovered, Zoom meetings, which I love Zoom meetings, Josh. I love, because people have just completely let go of any kind of decorum. And, it's just like, look, I've had 4 of these meetings. I'm absolutely exhausted. So just say what you got to say.
Right.
Because I got to get off of here. Like people come in bathrobes and, their cat is walking across the computer screen. And I saw this guy. This was fantastic. This guy, like, evidently I learned that you can mute, when you're on the Zoom meeting, or you can take the video off if you need to run away from the screen and you don't want anybody to know you're running away from the screen, or if you got a phone call or whatever. So this guy was in a meeting, it's about 9 or 10 people, and he mutes, but he didn't take the screen off. And so his wife evidently had been fed up with him being in meetings all day. So she comes in and they're just kind of doing like this mime. They're not saying anything, but you can tell she's really pissed. So she's like miming, come help me with the kids. And he's pointing at the screen, I'm at a meeting. And she's like, well, you've been in the meeting all day. And she like hits her hand like like it's got a watch on it. It was like this really great kind of silent play where we watched the marriage disintegrate. It was really fun. It was like, oh, this is how the marriages are going to end in the time of quarantine.
I'm telling you, in this time period, me and my wife have been married going on 19 years now, and I can tell you, we have been unaffected at all by this. But
yeah.
So I know there are a lot of couples out there that are going to disintegrate. This is going to make or break a lot of people, I think.
This, for Jim and me, has been great.
Yeah.
Because, we've been together for, oh my God, is it 28? How long have we been?
Good Lord.
20, almost, oh my God, it's 29 years this month.
God bless you, man. That's awesome.
Dude, which is more than half my life now because I'm 56. So, I thought it was because he's very introverted anyway. He spends a lot of time in the house anyway. And he's retired, so he doesn't have to go anywhere really. So he doesn't. And I'm very, let's get out there and what's going on? And so I thought, okay, so we had a good run and we should figure out who gets what in this time. And it turned out to be, it's like, oh my God, I had no idea. So your first name begins with a J? Let's talk about that. We're discovering so many new things about you. Wait, you shave your face also? This is crazy. But that's been great. What we've been doing, man, is Netflix is what we've been doing. Oh my God, I'm discovering so many, and it's not like fiction stuff. It's like documentaries.
I haven't watched it. Have you seen that TV show, The Ozark?
Yeah, yeah. We watched the first 2 seasons. I don't remember any of it because it's been so long, but we watched the first 2 seasons. And I just went, oh my God.
Yeah, the 3rd season's out. You should watch it. It's
it is. Yeah. We gotta catch up. We watched, of course, the Tiger King. Everybody watched the Tiger King.
Oh yeah.
We watched a series called McMillions.
McMillions.
Yeah, it was on HBO. Now HBO is working some kind of deal where, they're going to swap with Netflix. And like, while these people are at home, maybe they'll come to HBO if we get them this free thing. And McMillions is about this guy who actually ripped off McDonald's in their Monopoly game.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Like, so he was stealing the pieces and then he would just like he was like this total mafioso who was like super crazy dangerous. And he would give them to people. He said, you won $1 million. And you go in there and get that $1 million. But first you have to give me 100,000. And then you have to give me half of that $50,000 a year for 20 years. And people are like, okay, that's great. Okay. And it's just like they weren't counting on the taxes.
Right.
And they didn't realize it wouldn't be that much money after they gave him half of it. And like these people, it's just fascinating. You just go, and it was all walks of life. It's like super poor people and relatives and people who were already entrepreneurs and millionaires. And like, why do you need to do? And you just look at it, you just go, these people are just greedy. It's just, everybody wants something for nothing.
That's fascinating. I'm going to have to watch that. And it's on Netflix right now?
It's on Netflix. It's great.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
It's very cool, man.
Yeah.
So what have you, because I'm keep writing stuff down and I'm learning, what have you learned in the Corona era?
What have I learned?
What have you learned?
I learned, I learned to reinforce the fact that I know that people are generally sheep.
Oh my God.
They are panicked, dumb animals.
And it just depends on who's got the sheepdog to herd them one way or the other way.
It is so crazy how these facts take
right.
off and how much social media has just paralyzed people with fear. And my sister's a nurse, and she's been a nurse almost 30 years now. And she's done a lot of volunteer work, and she's traveling all over the place to help these different hospitals out and whatnot. And she's OBGYN, so she's like in the middle of all the blood and guts, which is awesome. So she, and I asked her, I said, tell me about this. Like, what is it I need to like, is the panic factor high? Is it justified? And she goes, if you get it, she goes, it's nasty. I mean, the way it stops you from being able to generate oxygen. I mean, it goes right to your lungs, and it goes in the little bronchial areas, and it stops you from being able to so basically you suffocate. So it's a horrible way to die. She said, but what we're doing right now is we're keeping everybody who's carrying it, because even if you're immune, you're still probably a carrier, and we're keeping them all quarantined, and we're stopping it from spreading right now. But the minute they release us out of quarantine, we're going to spread it again. She goes, what are they doing to stop that? I mean, we can't stay in quarantine the rest of our lives. She goes, the best thing we should do is protect the high-risk people, keep them safe, keep them out of the way, and let the rest of us do a herd immunity. We all get out there and we mix around like we normally do, and get it and get rid of it. Because I mean, the people that are healthy that don't have problems can get rid of this. And it's just, we're just delaying the inevitable at this point, and that scares me, man. Because it's just like our governor said that he's not going to release us until there's 14 days of no rising, where it stays even money or goes down for 14 days straight. Then he's going to start letting us out. But we're going to end up getting people sick again. I mean, well,
the thing is there are so many states now, that, we want to work and let us work, and we want to work. And, and I think it's several things. One, I think it's fear.
Yeah.
I think it's like, we don't know what to do. We don't know how to sit still. Like America does not know how to sit still, because we were founded on do something.
Yes.
And other companies were founded on do something for a while and then take a nap and then go eat, and then go back and do something if you want to. We're like, work all the time.
Right.
And so when we can't work all the time, and we're very afraid of our finances, and so we got to get out and work, otherwise we don't have any finances, and we're married to the wrong person, and we had children that we don't like, and we find out they're really stupid because they can't figure out these math problems, then we're just like, send me back to work so I don't have to be with all of these people I hate. Yep. I'm going to two things are going to skyrocket during this thing. The birth rate and the divorce rate are going to go through like all of a sudden it's going to be like, there's no housing. That's because everybody's splitting up.
Right. You know, the fact of the matter is, though, I think the federal government is doing good things. They're making it right now where they're trying to pass a bill where nobody has to pay rent or mortgages for a term. They're trying to get that stimulus. Did you get a stimulus check? I haven't seen any yet. But
I got the stimulus check. Yeah, I got that pretty quickly. Actually,
yeah.
I think I got it the first day. Everybody got it.
Listen to you.
Yeah, but I still haven't gotten my unemployment. So, you know, it's it's 6 of 1.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the unemployment because evidently there's like this water building behind this dam of money.
Yeah.
That, you know, once I activate it, it'll just come gushing out all over me.
That's what they say. But I mean, I think the government's trying to do good things to ease people's minds. Because honestly, if you're telling us I can't work, and you know, the unemployment's at 63% now in the United States. It's crazy. It's never been
63%. I think that's a lot.
It's definitely.
I think maybe it's more like 61 or 62.
Oh.
Pull it back.
Pull it back, one or two.
See, you're one of those people running around like a chicken with his head cut off, panicking people.
Dude, aside from losing weeks because I want to do comedy, this hasn't really bothered me that much. You know, the wife normally works from home. So, I mean, and she's still doing her job because she's in finances and people still need their money looked after. So, I mean, that's what she's doing. And so she works during the day normally. And I'm here taking care of my daughter all day long. And we walked 3 miles today. She's the best drill instructor I've ever met because she's small, adorable, and demanding. And she wants to get out there and be walking around the neighborhood. And I don't blame her because she's so check this out. She puts on her little hat. She helps me help her put on her little jacket. She walks to the door and she goes, bye, bye, and she's 2. And Christina looks at me and says, well, I guess you're going for a walk. I was like, yeah, I guess we're going for a walk.
It looks like it's all set up.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think this is happening? Because I mean, if you think about it, and I brought this up with Dale last night, it seems to me, out of all the sicknesses that have been throughout the world since the dawn of forever, nothing has ever closed us down. I mean, the entire world is closed right now. Nothing has ever done that. Right?
I don't know. I think the plague closed us down a little bit.
Well, I mean,
it's
killed a lot of people. So.
The flu pandemic was a door closer.
But the governments didn't shut down like this, though.
Well, because the governments were stupid and millions of people died. See, this is what people don't understand. Like back then, we were just like, oh, Jesus is trying to kill us. No, it's a virus that we just don't know how to stop it.
You wash your hands.
Right. And so now we know how to stop it. And so we actually are doing that. But we also have a lot more people. We also have a lot more people saying, okay, we know how things travel. Like in 1918, people didn't know how this happened. In the 11th century, people didn't know how the plague happened. They just thought, well, Jesus wants you to turn black and die.
Very fair. But the SARS was considered to be just as deadly, and we didn't shut everything down, and we knew
because we were able to contain it. We contained SARS, we contained Ebola, we contained all of these things, and people thought the other part was only a certain group of people were getting these things more than other people.
I remember
like Ebola is an African person's disease. I'm not African. How can I get Ebola? AIDS is for the gay people. I'm not gay. Corona doesn't care what your skin tone is or who you're having sex with. And that is messing up straight white people to no end. It's like, wait, I'm having sex with the right people and I'm white. Why should I suffer from disease?
And my garage is packed full of toilet paper. Why
don't you understand? I have money in the bank. Why am I sick right now? This isn't how this works. So and you notice all the people who are going crazy, talking about liberate, white people.
Of course.
Losing their mind. There was a guy who was upset that the restaurants were closed because he couldn't get free refills on iced tea. What is it with white people and tea? This started in 1776. You guys got pissed off about tea and you poured it out.
And
you haven't gotten over it. It's still genetically passed on.
And
250 years later, y'all are still pissed off about teeth.
And you know what? As a result of that, one person died. You know who that was, right? It was a black man.
He was the first one because he's like, I forget this bullshit.
Chill out.
That's it. Here, he stood in front of y'all. Don't know. He was like, look, if y'all don't keep going about tea, just shoot me. And then they did.
And then they did.
That's the untold story of Crispus Attucks. You don't hear that on
untold story.
You don't hear that on Schoolhouse Rock.
I'm just a bill. All right.
You don't hear the Crispus Attucks story. Well, let me tell you a little story about a black guy got tired of hearing about tea. Crispus Attucks was its name, and he's related to me. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
They didn't do.
And there was dancing and everything.
Instead, they're talking about verbs, and 3 is a magic number. What about the Crispus Attucks story?
And he's just a bill on Capitol Hill.
I'm just a bill. Conjunction, junction. We don't care about and, but, and or. Tell us about the guy who stepped in front of the musket because he got tired of hearing people talk about black leaf tea.
And we all blamed it on the redcoats, but the fact of the matter is he asked them, please shoot me.
Like, look, okay, who's the enemy? Can we make this look like I didn't do this on purpose? That'd be great.
I think I smell a comedy routine coming out of that.
Dude, all I do is like, there's going to be so much Corona material when we, oh my God, Josh, it's going to be like entire open mics of, that's what I did during the Corona. And I'll just be like, oh, kill me.
Yeah. I mean,
kill me dead.
That's like a comic that comes out with Trump jokes because it's just like low-hanging fruit. Can we like...
Exactly. This is pretty easy right
now. I mean, come on, ducks in a barrel here. Let's come up with something.
I know. The thing about the whole thing is that it's just made it so much worse in the comedy community because now guys are like, oh, my routine is written. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you say so.
Right. Hey,
I will say this though. This happened to me today. A comedy friend of ours, Donna Watts.
Yeah.
Somebody, out of the goodness of their heart, I guess they're just trying to be generous or whatever, got Jim and me like a 1-month subscription to HelloFresh, the food that comes to your house and you make it.
Right.
And for some reason, we got 2 boxes with the same stuff in it.
Nice. And
I thought, well, I don't need 2 boxes of the same stuff. And Donna Watts lives right down the street from me. And so I called her and I said, hey, I know you're probably just hanging out over there, don't want to cook for yourself. Well, this woman gave me this 4-week subscription to HelloFresh, and I don't need all of this stuff. And it's really great stuff. And she's just listening the whole time. And finally she says, you know what? I thought you were offering me a 4-week subscription to kitty litter. She thought I said Fresh Step instead of Hello Fresh.
I love Donna.
And I'm like, that's hilarious. And what was so funny about it was that because she's such a good friend of mine, she didn't stop me and go, I don't need kitty litter.
Right.
I don't have a cat.
She let you continue.
She just like, well, this is my friend. If he wants to give me kitty litter, I'll make him feel better. And I'm talking about, and I'm like, when did you figure it out? It's like when you said you and Jim ate it and it was delicious. I went, so before then, you just thought people had given me just a subscription to kitty. How much kitty litter would I need?
Right.
I have 1 cat. Like, that's no. And plenty of toilet paper for myself. So no.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
That 2 of spades behind you that's in the frame, what's that about?
Okay, I'm gonna show this to the people so they can see it. So this, I was in a play, I don't know, God, it's probably been about 15 years ago called Top Dog Underdog.
Okay.
And it's a 2-person show, and it's basically about these 2 brothers, one named Lincoln and one named Booth, spoiler alert. And I played Lincoln, and I was good at 3-card money.
Nice.
And so you have 2 black deuces and you have the red deuce.
Right.
And so I had to practice 3-card monte because I'd never done it before. And I had to practice it such that it didn't look like actors doing 3-card monte.
Right.
It had to look like I've been doing it my whole life. And so the director, after the play was over, she framed this, and I had the 2 of spades. And she framed the deuce of hearts for him.
Oh.
And so I've kept this the whole time, just because it reminds me of that. I mean, I think that was that in that play, I had to learn how to play 3-card monte, and I had to learn to play the guitar.
Damn.
And sing on stage. It was crazy. I had to do everything. It was like, you know, and so it's like, this is to remind me that I need to figure out where to put shit like this, because I don't know where to put it. But I don't. It's like, what's that in there? I don't know. It's just back there. I didn't have anywhere to put it.
I found it at a yard sale. Thought it was cool.
Well, I mean, I think it's a really neat thing that she, you know, gave us a souvenir from that show, because it was like it was only us on stage for 2.5 hours. I've never done a play like that. Like, I've done Shakespeare, and it's not that hard. Like, to just, all right, so like, we have a scene, and you have to remember what your line is, because there's no one to bail you out.
Oh, wow.
So if you go up, it's like, we can't skip anything. It's all very important.
You just start. Is there a hook? I need the hook. Where's the hook?
So it's like, let's just play 3-card monte till I figure this out.
Right. Did you use any cheat mechanics or anything? Like have little notes up on the stage anywhere? Or
oh, no. It's not like comedy where you can just bring a notebook and read it. You have to actually have it all in your brain. So
how long you been acting?
How long I've been acting? I started acting. My first acting job was at the ripe age of 9.
Wow.
I could read really well in school, and so I was always narrator in the school play. And so I narrated a show about the Underground Railroad. And I would say, and Harriet Tubman fought for the freedom of Black people, or something. I don't know. I didn't have this voice, so I probably, Harriet Tubman, fought for the freedom of Black people, probably something like that. But I remember there was a girl, her name was Regina Smith. And she was the prettiest girl in the class, and she was not the smartest, but she was the prettiest, and she had the most money. And you could tell because there were kids who, like, you know, never wore the same clothes. You know, they always had new clothes, and she always had different clothes. But she could not read, and so I felt justified. And so she was Harriet Tubman. And she said, am, rather than I am Harriet Tubman. It's like, am Harriet Tubman. And she could not say I am. And I secretly felt really good about that, how stupid she was. It's like, yes, you're very pretty, but you're dumber than a box of rocks, Regina Smith. So I carried that all the way through my
it seems like that's like been built up in you for a long time.
It is. I'm glad you let me release it, man. I'm glad you let me let it out. I had, in that class, the reason we did so much Black history, because I had this, it was 1972, I guess, or 73.
Right.
So it was that time period where Blacks were like really blacking it up. Like, we were like, we are Black. We are, what? Don't you say nothing to me. I'm a bad mother. Shut your mouth. So we had a teacher that taught us Black history. And she was like, it was like if you had Pam Grier in 4th grade, like she had a big fro and she had the knit dresses and the boots. And she would be like, y'all better learn some subtraction. Like, she was really sassy. I loved her. Her name was Turner, Devon Turner. It's like,
sounds awesome.
You better conjugate this verb. I was like, yes, ma'am. She was great. She was great. I loved her.
I never had any cool teachers growing up. As a matter of fact, I remember in middle school, I had a teacher that was telling, all you boys in here, you understand that by the time you're high school age, you guys are going to be over in the Middle East because there's going to be a war over there. And I remember.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, he was telling us that, and this is in middle school. And then lo and behold, guess what happened?
I was between wars because I'm older than you. Like, I was born during Vietnam, so I would have been much too young to go.
Sure.
And we just kind of chilled for a while. And then stuff started in the Middle East and I was too old to go.
Right.
Now I signed up for selective service because they were like, we might need you to go.
Right.
And then they were like, yeah, well, okay. You're
Yeah.
too old. Sit down. I'm going to send the young people.
Well, I got to be in Operation Just Kidding, which was 90 because I joined the military right after the first time we went over to Iraq and Desert Storm.
Right.
So I joined the military just after that. So I was at Fort Campbell in '95 when Hussein put all his forces up on the border of Iraq and was going to invade Kuwait again. But we all got our shots and we loaded our stuff up onto the trains, and our ship was shipped and we had our wills done, and everything. All our training was good to go. And like the day before we were supposed to leave, it was like orders came down and said, he stood down, everything's fine. So we were like, so this is now dubbed Operation Just Kidding. We're not
Operation Gotcha.
Yeah. Made you look.
That's a better name. Operation Made You Look. Operation Psych.
You're right. But I wasn't able to miss out on after September 11th.
I was in Operation Made You Look. I don't know if you know that.
Are you a campaign battle veteran? Yes, I was part of Operation Made You Look.
Operation Made You Look, and I almost got off the plane. So I think this is where we give me my medal, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll just go over here and collect this really great insurance, and
yeah. I've got. I was in 16 years though, so I got free insurance the rest of my life. That's.
The only thing I've been in 16 years is this relationship. That's the longest thing I've done.
Well, you've been in comedy and acting.
I guess I've been in comedy and acting for one specifically. This, because I don't consider comedy a job, I guess.
Well,
yeah, it's work. A lot of people don't. That's why we get like $7 a show. But oh, it's easy. This, and I'm not going to throw him under the bus. It reminded me of something. Last December, a relative of mine, actually he asked me way before then. He asked me in the summer. He said, we're planning a show for my company. And it's like a factory kind of company. It's not like a big business or whatever. So, and we're going to have like a holiday party. Would you like to be part of the show? And how much would you charge for a night? And it was Saturday night in the middle of Christmas. And it's like, I'm going to lose an entire week. And it is Christmas and people have big budgets, whatever. And I just lowballed it. I said, how about $400, which is pretty low for that time of year doing that kind of thing.
Right.
And he was like, well, let me talk to the people. And he comes back and said, well, we can't do that. I said, well, that's cool. I wasn't going to be mad at him, So about November, I get this text that says, hey, everybody should come to this party. It's going to be fun. Tickets cost this much. It's going to be a lot of entertainment. You should come. And I texted him back, I said, oh, I'll try to come. If I'm not doing anything, I'll try to come. December 1st. Now, this party was maybe like the 15th or something. December 1st, he's like, hey, are you coming to the thing? I said, well, I can try to come, I guess. I might still have work, because it's December and all that stuff. And he said, well, you should come because like there's going to be speakers and, you could be one of the speakers, you give really good speeches and whatever. There's going to be a lot of people there to hear you speak. He wanted me to work for free.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so when you go to your factory and you make a thing, can I have it?
Right.
Can I just give it to me? Just give me that. Because it's easy for you to make, right? So surely you shouldn't get paid for work.
Right.
Right. So can I have it? There's a lot of people, you get a lot of exposure. He literally said that to me. It'll be really good exposure for you. And I'm like,
obviously he doesn't understand a lot of things. Where should we start with that?
I had a artist, I was talking about stuff like that, and he said, people die from exposure. I went, oh my God, that's genius. And I stole it. So now I've originated it.
There you go.
I'm the one.
Hey Keith, where can people go to see where you're going to be or what you're up to right now?
Zoom. They can come to my house and see where I'm going to be at, but stay 6 feet away. I've gotten so good at estimating 6 feet now. I know exactly how much 6 feet is, and I can there's something in me that says, hey, you're too close. I don't know how I know it, but you're closer than 6 feet.
Do you have a website or anything?
Oh, you mean actually see me do stuff? KeithMcGill.com, obviously. I'm also on the Instagram. I'm also on the Facebook. I'm also on the Twitter.
Everything gets a "the" before it.
Right, because I'm old and we have to. That's the law.
It's a law. That's fantastic.
I saw it on the internets. And everything is pluralized. I saw it on the internets.
Don't you have a bit about old people? The more angry they get, the higher their arms go.
The higher their elbows get.
The elbows.
It's really angry. It's like, Grandpa, why are you so angry? I'm 95. That's why. It's just so true. I become that guy. I actually have spent every day just standing in my window, looking out at my lawn, going, "Yep, that's my lawn."
Yeah,
it really is. I'll get mad at kids throwing paper in the grass. Is that yours? Pick it up. It's very sad.
It's part of your DNA that gets activated the older you get.
Oh yeah. It's like you don't even know it. You don't even know it. Like all of a sudden, it's like, slow down. Oh my God, was that me? Did I say that? Get off your phone. Pull your pants up.
Well, dude, it's been awesome having you on here, man. I really appreciate it, and it's also great seeing you, man. You know, we've been under quarantine for a month now or longer. I don't even remember how long it's been now. But I mean, you don't get to see anybody, so it's real good seeing you.
It's good to see you. I, like you, have lost track of time. I have to look at my watch and my phone to know what day it is.
Yeah, my wife woke up the other day and she goes, "Is today Monday or Sunday?" Monday. She goes, "Can it be Sunday again?" I said, "At this point, you can do whatever day you want it to be."
It really can be. It doesn't matter anymore what days.
It really doesn't. So I mean, who cares? No one's going to work, so
Exactly. The only difference is I can't see Price is Right on the weekend. That's the only difference.
But we're gonna close this out, man. You got any final thoughts?
On the serious tip, just don't be crazy, y'all. Except unless you're already crazy. So I guess it's there's nothing I can do. Like this is either tipped you into being nicer to people or being crazier.
True. Yeah.
So be nicer. Choose nice.
Be nice.
That's my new T-shirt, man. Choose nice.
Choose nice. I like that. Comedy. Choose nice.
Choose nice.
That'll
be a big seller.
Sweetest smelling shirt in the entire comedy line.
It is. I spray them all with Febreze before I sell them. That's
a good idea.
This T-shirt smells like an ocean.
And a wet dog. You have a dog? What happened? All right, bud. Well, listen, man. We're gonna get out of here. For Keith McGill, I'm Josh Sardam, and we'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, hope you liked the video, and if you like the show, make sure you throw a like down there somewhere. There should be a like, and there's a subscribe button over here.
And hit the bell.
Yeah, ring the bell, and check us out, man. Stay in touch with us. We're always putting out videos every week, and it should be a lot of fun, right?
Write us a letter.
Bright as rain, bright as the mail.